Hey guys, welcome to our new show, The Squeaky Door. I'm Connor.
I'm Taylor, and today we're going to be looking at Evil Dead Rise.
Open up now, like a good girl. That's it. Come on now.
Do it for mom and dad.
There will be spoilers after this introduction, just so you know. So if you have not seen the movie, I welcome you to go watch that first or not before watching this, and come back, after you've seen it to see what our thoughts are and maybe join us in a conversation.
Yeah, this is our new horror show. It's just for scary, spooky movies. Um, Hopefully, we have some horror fan guests on here out of our friend group in the future. And if there's any questions or comments that you have that you want to discuss anything for any of our episodes, just leave it in the comments below. Links to the channel's socials and um, everything are down below in the description. Don't forget to like and subscribe to see more of the show. So what are we getting into today, Taylor?
Yeah, so like I said, Evil Dead Rise. This is a sequel to quite a few movies, technically. Uh, it just released this past Friday. I watched it last night, I believe, and then I know you watched it like the day after it came out, I think.
Yeah, I watched it on Thursday. So like
Okay.
the day it came out, I watched
Yeah,
it.
the initial like early release.
Yeah.
So this is a movie directed by Lee Cronin, which I don't really know who you are, to be honest. And from some of the work that you've done, I would never have seen it.
Yeah.
But this movie does have a lot of producers. Honestly, most two notable ones I'm going to point out is, not surprisingly, Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll try to go over the cast real quick and some of the characters. Uh, Beth, which is played by Lily Sullivan. Ellie, which is by Alyssa Sutherland. And then some of the kids, Danny, which is played by Morgan Davies. Bridget, played by Gabrielle Eccles. Cassie, played by Nell Fisher. And then there's a few other side characters.
Yeah. Yeah. So right off the bat, those are like the main characters. The other side characters
Right.
are just kind of like fodder, basically.
Yeah, they're not important at all. They're
Yeah.
not there for a whole lot, but
Yeah. They're
they.
basically there for like 5 minutes at the most.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a little bit longer, but it's very short. Yeah, it's very
Yeah.
brief. But the main family is the focus in this
Yeah.
movie,
Yeah.
and so those are the actors.
Yeah.
Um,
Which I have to say, who is it for Ellie? Alyssa Sutherland. She did an amazing job, I think, in this movie. The mom, the one who gets possessed,
yeah,
she killed it. I think it was great. I loved it. Um, and right off the bat, I want to say that I definitely recommend you go see this movie. I think it's a good horror movie. Well, for the Evil Dead franchise, I think it's a great addition to the Evil Dead franchise, uh, and it's definitely worth going to see in the theater.
yeah. I do just want to, for this, because this is the first episode of this show,
Yeah,
explain that. Uh, So Connor and I are like huge horror fans, and
Yeah.
I know that horror is not for everybody. And honestly, even within its own genre, it's very complicated how to like rate and discuss and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. It's very
So
subjective.
for this particular show, honestly, we're just gonna give you either a recommendation or not.
Yeah.
So, like Connor said, he recommended it, and I absolutely agree. Highly recommended. I think if you are a Evil Dead fan, this is another banger for the franchise.
Yeah. Even if you're not an Evil Dead fan and you just like gore or slashers or whatever it is, like you should just go see this movie because it's a fun time.
Yeah, you're gonna enjoy it if if you're a horror fan, but
Yeah.
It's especially as an Evil Dead franchise though.
Yeah, for
like
sure.
fan, I think you're gonna love this movie. Because I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah.
And yeah,
It's
I thought a lot
definitely
of the actors were really good in this.
Yeah.
Everything considering, like I said, I don't know the director. He really, really nailed all the different aspects that comes with the Evil Dead franchise very well.
Yeah. Yeah. It was very I liked how it kind of was a lot more it was a lot darker and more brutal, I think, than
Definitely.
like the original Evil Dead, like the Evil Dead 2 remake, whatever of the original that Sam Raimi did. It was more campy, more, kind of comedic, but it still had that gore and that kind of aspect in it. This one is not very comedic. This one is more like it's more fun in the way that like it's just brutal and you love that that's what it is, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. I do agree that like later in his later movies, it definitely kind of progresses to be more
like slapstick comedy,
and stuff, which I still love. But
sure.
This one for sure is very true to its nature of what it's about and its like source and stuff. And it's very
it is
scary, graphic,
and
dark. Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah, it's very brutal and gruesome. I don't know that I was ever scared during the movie. I was just more like, but that's not like I wouldn't say that as like a negative. I really didn't have any major negatives with the movie.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that, and like I wasn't ever scared, but I love the like atmosphere and stuff. Like for a horror movie, it has to be I guess believable enough for me to say like, okay, like of course there's jump scares and stuff, but that's not what I mean. I just mean like it's unnerving, and like if this was real, this would terrify me. It doesn't, because I know it's like I'm just watching it on screen.
Yeah.
But
yeah, for me the scary aspect was more of like some of the gore scenes where I got a little like it got me a little bit squeamish, you know what I mean? Where I was like, oh shit, and you kind of like you kind of squint your eyes because you're like, ugh. But that's
the practical effects in this movie were great.
Really good, amazing, A+ job, whoever did the practical effects, you fucking nailed it.
The music and sounds and everything.
Oh yeah, the music,
good.
The sound design, the cinematography, great. There's some amazing shots in this movie, coupled with the sound. Like, I have to say, the scene when they're like he's playing the records or whatever, that shit was fucking awesome, dude. That sound.
That is honestly one of my favorite early scenes of the movie. As soon as he's listening to the records, I'm like, yes, this is exactly what I want. And it's like it was like earth-shattering loud too in the theater when I was watching. So it's like, yes.
In the theater, I was like, holy shit, this is fucking. And even other sounds like the screaming and like some of the fucking like sound, like track design where it just goes weep, like it's like fucking super loud. It's really good. It's really good. Especially like the intro. When the title card comes up and the lady's like coming out of the lake,
she's floating out of the lake.
I was like, holy shit, that's fucking awesome. I had a fucking great time. Yeah, I had a great time in this movie. It was super fun. Lots and lots of gore. Not as much as I would say the 2013 remake. If any of you out there have seen that, that one is really good too. It stands up on its own right. But that is like gallons and gallons of gore. This one's like a couple gallons. This one's like a couple gallons of gore, but it's still like
The other one was like, no, what's his name? Quentin Tarantino spend all the money on blood
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
fuck
All the
everything
blood.
else.
Yeah, yeah. Which was fine. I mean, I was there for it,
Yeah.
and
But I did love the reference to The Shining in this with the
yeah, me
elevator
too. With
scene.
the
That
elevator,
was a lot
yeah,
of blood.
yeah, it
But that was
was.
probably the biggest blood scene they had.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
that in
they,
the very end too. But
yeah, towards the end of the movie is basically where you get the most blood out of the movie. There's
yeah,
a scene where they recreate the elevator from The Shining, and it fills up with blood. Like literally, the entire elevator is filled with
yeah,
blood.
the doors open, and
Yeah,
I was talking to Scarlett about this, but I felt like with that scene when it comes up, it almost feels like they had a special camera for it, or they
yeah,
had a filter on it that made it to me look like an older style, shot like in The Shining, where it's
yeah,
got like almost like a grainy filter on
yeah.
it.
Like a, I don't know what they like 35 millimeter film or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so I thought that was super good. There's a lot of obvious, I guess, references if you are an Evil Dead fan to
yeah.
other movies,
Yeah, and this
which I
movie's
love.
not going to surprise you either.
No,
You
yeah,
go in there like having a you expect if you know the Evil Dead and you're an Evil Dead fan, you go in there with expectations, and it will give you all of those expectations.
right. It'll meet
So yeah,
everything you're expecting.
yeah, which I think is great because it's
Right.
it's a huge fun time, and it's always a fun time going into those movies being like, yeah, I know what I'm gonna get. There's just gonna be
Yeah.
a bunch of random people who get fucking killed brutally, and they all get possessed, and it's great, and
Yep.
that's what happens. And yeah, like I said before, I think the standout actress in this movie is the mom. She fucking played the demon like crazy, and it was really good. And just nailed it, shot it out of the park, home run.
Yeah, I thought her for sure. I thought was the best. She obviously, kind of a big role. So
Yeah, but she
but
definitely had the best performance. Yeah,
yeah, for sure.
yeah,
I didn't particularly care for the sister.
no, me neither. I didn't. I
It
actually
wasn't.
didn't care for any of the kids except for
Well,
like
the
the little
kids
kid.
were.
I didn't really. I was like, okay, the little kid's okay, but like the other two kids, I was just like, just kill them already.
I mean, yeah. So the thing is, like, it's just kids actors and stuff.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I hated them, but I don't really care because they're just kids.
Yeah,
and
and
they do what they do, and it's just what
yeah,
it is. But the sister, though, I mean, she didn't. It wasn't so bad that it like bothered me, but just comparing it to the
yeah,
mom, like it was just kind
yeah,
of like, okay,
yeah, yeah, yeah. It seemed like she was kind of over acting, but
yeah,
but yeah, it was fine. I mean, they all got possessed or killed anyway, so that
yep,
was fun, and I enjoyed that. And I was like, "Yep, just kill everybody." I love it.
yep,
And I honestly, I did say when we left the theater to Haley, I was like, you know what? I kind of wish that they had done something a little different this time instead of having the one person who lives with the chainsaw or whatever. I wish they would just killed everybody. I was like, just kill them all. That would have been awesome.
yeah,
You know what I mean? I hope that in the next movie it's just like all out, just fucking. Because I kind of just want the demon to like, you know, just win and kill everybody
yeah.
because
I
it's
mean,
just fun.
it does win.
Yeah, it does win. But they get the sister
Yeah, the
of
sister
Ellie
and the
and the
very
little
youngest.
6-year-old girl, they get away. They live through it. They fight against the demon. They win. They leave.
Win.
Win. But I hope that in the next one nobody gets to get away. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would be okay with that too. It doesn't really matter to me.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me. It's not a negative. I was thinking about it and I just thought, that would be a nice like new change of pace if they did that.
Yeah. I think just because I mean it's been a little bit of time since the last one. Like it's fine that how it was. And I don't know when the next one's coming out, but hopefully it's not,
soon.
Yeah, hopefully it's not that long from now.
Yeah, please.
This was really good.
Yeah, please keep making these because they're fucking awesome.
The only thing I would be curious, which I know it was kind of a separate thing, but I just love him, which is Bruce Campbell as Ash Williams.
Yeah.
I would like to see him back, but I don't know if that's a thing he wants to do.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure, if it's the right thing or the right movie, he'll want to do it. But he has his show that he's doing, Ash vs. the Evil Dead. So
Yeah, which is is really good.
Yeah.
And like I said, I like his own stuff is good too. I had so much fun with this. I would have much preferred, like instead of the sister character, Ash Williams being cooler and way better. you know. But
yeah, it would have been fun to have Ash Williams in the movie. But
I do like
it was
the chainsaw and the shotgun.
Yeah, I think it
that.
was. Yeah, I think it was perfectly fine. The way they had it, and
it's just for the next one, maybe.
Yeah,
we can just get even just a cameo. Like
whoever's directing the next one, please. A cameo would be nice.
Great. Yeah, just a cameo is fine. I just want to see him.
Yeah, but yeah, there's some great scenes in this movie, especially with the gore and the brutality. There's some scenes that made me squeamish. I love gore. I watch a lot of gory movies, and some of these scenes were pretty. I was like, oh boy. Some of the standouts was the sister, the younger child sister that you were talking about earlier, when she gets possessed and she's eating glass. That fucking unnerved me. I don't know what it is about eating glass, but and she swallows the glass and it comes out of her neck. It was like, oh man, that's yikes. That one was a little shivers down my spine. And then the scene right after that too, where she grabs a cheese grater and grates her auntie's leg. I was like, God damn, that's just fucking.
Yeah, that was they have the beginning part in the trailer, but you actually get to see it, obviously.
Yeah, and that shit comes off like actual cheese, and you're just like, oh fuck, that sucks, dude. That's like fucking brutal. There's some pretty brutal kills. I did like a callback to the original Evil Dead 2 movie when Ellie, the mom, she like bites the dude's eye out, and then she like and spits it into the other guy's mouth, and then he dies from choking on it.
Yeah,
that was funny.
It was super funny.
Yeah, and then I love the like fucking brutality of like the little. It was super brutal to have like this whole family unit of like really young kids and two like adult sisters, and like the family ends up having to kill each other. Is fucking crazy. Like the little 6-year-old girl ends up just straight up stabbing her sister like through the mouth, out the back of the head. Yeah, I was like, damn, dude, that's hella brutal. You know what I mean? I think that kind of added to the movie. I like that it was brutal in the sense that it was because it was like a family unit, you know what I mean? Where it's a lot more personal than just like a bunch of random teenagers wanting to go to a cabin and get frisky.
Yeah, which I think is the main thing they were going for this particular one, is because it was so focused about family and stuff, which I do agree. I think it's a great like thing for them to explore, because it's another, I don't know, like it's almost like a whole nother thing.
Yeah, but, a different avenue, but it's definitely a more it makes the brutality stand out for sure.
Yeah.
So what were some of your favorite gore scenes from the movie? Give me like 2.
I don't know why, but honestly, it was just kind of funny, but fucked up in the same way. But like when there's the scene where it's just from the peephole and she's basically going wild in the hallway. I don't know why, but the very young brother from the other tenant, like getting his arms just torn off and then kicked against the wall.
Yeah, that was fucking brutal, dude.
Yeah, it was. That was one of them, and then Shit. Probably just. I feel like the entire like final, we'll say
Yeah,
kill scene. With the boss
yeah, where she
battle.
turns into like a fucking mongoloid,
Creepy. Yeah.
like
It loo-
multi-body thing.
looks like some fucking creature out of Elden Ring,
Yeah,
where they all just
yeah,
kind of like morph together, and it's real creepy.
yeah, yeah. I think honestly that was one of the like best ideas that they had in this movie. I thought it was so awesome that like right before the elevator fills up with too much blood and the cables snap and they fall to the first floor or the ground floor or whatever, you just see the mom and her two kids who are all possessed. Their two kids just start fucking digging into her body. Like
Yep.
it's fucking crazy. And like
It's
just
it's one of the pages in the books that we get to see throughout the
yeah,
movie, and then when they
yeah,
finally do that like ritual to like combine together,
yeah.
the
It's,
graphics of them just like
yeah,
grabbing
like they
into
go
her.
in there too. It's like
Yeah,
elbow deep. They're in their mom, like
yeah.
just fucking like breaking shit and like
And then like the mom's expression when she's just lying there, she's just like smiling while the entire time while
yeah,
they're
dude.
just going.
It's fucking crazy. I was like, holy shit. And they like just like suction themselves together and then you see them climb into the vent and you're like, oh, they're fucked.
Yeah, you're fucked.
Yeah. Whatever that is, you're fucked. And then you finally get to see it and goddamn, dude, the fucking like we said earlier, the practical effects on this movie is fucking awesome. And that mongoloid demon monster thing was
Yeah,
amazing.
monstrosity.
Yeah, the fact that they were able to put all that like the three people together in this suit of like just like meat and arms and shit, it was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Especially when at the final scene where Beth, the sister, picks up the chainsaw and she's like, "Fuck you!" and she shoves the chainsaw into them and she's like pushing them into the fucking wood chipper or whatever.
Yeah, wood chipper thing.
Yeah, so they get sucked into the wood chipper, and all of them start like huge, giant meat pieces just get ripped off, and
Torn
it's
off.
fucking
Yeah,
gross,
it
dude.
like zooms in every once in a while, so you
Yeah.
can see the like flesh like
Prosthetics,
peeling apart.
It's fucking awesome. I love that.
And of course, the entire time there's just like blood just shooting out of the
there's just like a stream of blood coming out of the wood chipper.
port.
Port, yeah.
And then like Beth is just getting classic horror style, just drenched in blood, and the whole garage is getting covered.
Yeah, the final act of this movie, like everybody's just drenched in blood. It's just blood everywhere. And I thought it was great. I think I think they nailed it. And please do a sequel or just do another movie like very soon, because it was fucking awesome. I'd love to see more of it. There was a lot of amazing shots in here. Besides the gore the gore scenes, like we said earlier, I think the Book of the Dead Necronomicon scene was one of the standout best scenes in the movie. I love
I don't really remember how it looked in like the more recent movies, but I love the design of it now in this one.
Yeah,
it seems a little bit more like just extra detail, I guess.
It seems more like guttural. It's very it looks like it's from hell. You know what I mean?
Because before, it looked like an evil book, but this one like really just looks like a fucking like a book, like a demon.
It looks like a book that was made out of a bunch of dead people. Is what it looks like.
Which it is.
Yeah, which is awesome. I think it's great. And I love that every time the pages turn and everything, it sounds like flesh is like sticking together and shit. It's fucking great. And I definitely, what I picked up on was that this is not the same book as the like original one. Apparently there's like three.
Right, there's three editions of it. Or
right. So I think that's awesome, and I hope that
it is.
Whatever.
It's really cool because it's basically just like not really expanding it, but just going further into
Yeah, it opens the door for more things, to come
right,
through, more future movies with a different book, or you know what I mean.
right, which obviously entails more different types of
Yeah,
creepy fucking
demon
monstrosities.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was awesome. I thought the book itself was great, like you said. I don't know how you felt about the scene, but I think the second best scene in the entire movie was when Beth goes into the room by herself and she's like listening to it on
Listening
the
to it.
headphones. Yeah, that was I was like, I mean, it sounds fucking awesome, and then she's like, Ellie
Slowly
starts,
coming out of the vents.
yeah, she comes out of the vent and starts crawling on the wall towards her, and then she's like standing behind her, and then
And
she like
sees the reflection. Oh shit.
yeah, and then she puts her fucking fingernail on the record and just like, and then the
Yep.
guy's like speaking through her fucking mouth, and I was like, that's fucking awesome, dude. So
Yeah.
cool.
I don't know what it was, but just I guess because both scenes are kind of similar, I guess, in the sense that like I just love the record. Like,
yeah, every time the
audio,
records were
it's
on,
just
yeah,
so
the
it's
audio,
just so done or well
yeah,
done. Like,
yeah, 100%,
it
100%.
just sounds so fucking clean and like, immersive and fits the fucking story so well.
Yeah.
And then the fact that like that second scene that you were talking about, basically in that record, the priest is basically saying like, I tried everything, it all failed. There's nothing you can do. All you can do is run. And then as soon as he says that, she sees the reflection. She's like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, yeah, it's fucking awesome. It was so good. All the records that they had on there, and the fucking we'll see if we can, we'll see if we can put a little clip of it on here to show you guys. But
it is January 24th in the year of our Lord 1923. And I, Father Marcus Littleton, shall now commence reading aloud the first of the spiritual resurrection passages. Kanda.
the sound design for that shit was fucking awesome. The records were just hella tight, dude. And that beginning scene was the best scene in the movie. Yeah, like you said, I don't know what it was, but it's just whoever did the sound design on this movie, hats off to you. Please,
Yeah, it's just a great job.
Please do another one. Please keep the same guy for the next movie, please. Yeah, I think. Well, what do you think about the beginning and end to this movie? Because it's not the same as the meat of the movie. It's with different characters. You think they're going to expand on that? Or you think it's just kind of like throwing just a little like tease out there for like, oh, it never kind of like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I kind of just took it as like Evil Dead lore, where it's like it never ends, and like no matter which like you thought they got away with like the main story, obviously it's not true, and it never is. That's all I really took from it. I thought it was a great way to open, just because it sets your expectations right off the bat with gore and stuff. Because her ripping off the girl's scalp, dude, was fucking nuts.
Yeah, it was. That was awesome. Yeah, I loved. Yeah, so to explain a little bit, the very beginning of this movie, before the title card comes up, is just three completely random people.
It basically kind of does like
woods.
Right. It does kind of like a bait, and then it, for what you think you're expecting, a stereotypical cabin in the woods thing, and then you're like, oh, just kidding, it's actually this, and it swaps to like goes like a day earlier, I think.
Yeah, it goes one day earlier, but yeah, so there's three, what I don't know, young adults, and they're
just
they're just fucking around in a cabin, and one of them's a douchebag, and then the other one's book girl or whatever, and then the third one's like sick in the bedroom or something, and then it turns out the sick one is possessed.
Yep.
She rips her cousin, the book girl, she rips her fucking scalp off, comes out.
I did really like the because it starts off with like the boyfriend just fucking off being an asshole out by the lake, and then the other girl's just sitting there reading, and it does like the iconic zoom POV, which you can easily do now with a drone, which it is a drone in the movie.
It is a drone, yeah.
And then she goes back to the cabin to go check on the friend or whatever, and when she starts reading the girl's book out loud was like Scarlett's favorite scene, which I think it was really good too, because it was just like, it's kind of similar to the record playing where it's just like creepy because like you think you can get away from this but you can't, and she keeps talking and stuff.
There's a lot of amazing scenes in this movie, just like super fun scenes. I mean, they're just like, I had a smile on my face the whole time, watching this movie. I was just like, that's fucking awesome. So I think, if you're a fan of, like we said, horror, gore, Evil Dead especially, but even if you've never seen an Evil Dead movie, still go see this movie because it's fucking awesome.
It is.
This is
my favorite horror movie as of late.
Yeah,
for sure.
Recently, for sure. Recently, this is the best one I've seen in the past few months. I mean, I don't even know when the last time I saw a horror movie was. So a good few months.
When Scream came out, but that was probably the last one.
Yeah. So this is the best horror movie I've seen in a while by far, and definitely go check it out.
I mean, I hope people will go out and watch this movie.
Yeah, give it a lot of love because we need more of these. Do you have anything else you wanna add?
No, I mean, I loved it. Hope there's more.
Yeah. If you want to experience these awesome scenes for yourself, please go see it. So, I think that's all we have for today.
Actually, I will say one thing.
Oh, go ahead.
And it's really kind of a disappointment, but it's not the movie's fault. Is I really wanted this to be in 40x. But Super Mario has been hogging that shit and will continue to until Fast 10 comes out. So
yeah.
Well,
you know what? I'm sure we'll find a way. Okay, we'll find it. We'll rent out a fucking 40x theater and we'll play this movie in 40x. Yeah. That shit would be lit. I actually, you know what? Yeah, now that you bring that up, I would have wanted to see this movie in 40x because it's
absolutely
fucking awesome. Like, I can only imagine how fucking awesome this would be in 40x. The sound design, the fucking just brutality of like everything that's going on. Oh man!
I mean, you probably would be drenched yourself in the theater because there's
so much blood. It's so fucking much blood. But maybe in the future we can. Try it out ourselves. Maybe they do that. I don't know if they rent out. Can you rent out 40x theaters?
I don't know. It would probably cost a lot. So
it's fine. We'll figure it out. We'll get it done.
Movie's awesome. Please go see it.
Yeah, for sure. All right. So I think that's all we have for today. Thank you guys for joining us on the Squeaky Door. And we'll catch you guys next time. Hopefully, I think we're gonna have Zachy, our other buddy, on for some of the future episodes. And
I would love for Ocean to be on this just because it'd be so funny, but I'm sure it'll be very challenging to do that.
Well, we'll see. I'm sure there's some movies that he'll probably be willing to watch. We'll figure out what those are, and we'll have him on here.
It's definitely not this.
Yeah, definitely not this. If you're squeamish at all of gore and or get scared of anything, don't watch this movie because you're gonna probably puke if you're like you get sick from gore. That's fair warning. It's fucking gory. So
this is like the amount of gore in this. I would say it's pretty much. I mean, if you can't handle like Saw, this is worse.
Yeah, if you like get faint from seeing blood in real life, don't watch this movie.
Yeah. But other than that.
Yeah, but if you don't,
go for it.
If you don't, watch this movie. All right. But yes, thank you guys for being here today. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Hopefully we'll come out with some, other episodes of movies that come out recently before the next big horror movie that comes out, which I think is The Boogeyman. by Stephen
Yes,
King.
the Stephen King one.
Yeah, I have very high hopes for that one. It looks really good. So we'll catch you guys in the next one.
Bye, guys.
Thank you. Bye.